It's fresh, it's credible, it's information, news, sports, and entertainment from and about the North Coast parishes of St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. Now for the news.
Good day. I am Rowena Newman Ridley. This is the second and final part of a review of activities in 2023 across the parishes of St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland, covered by the North Coast Times. Part 1 is on the North Coast Times YouTube channel. In this review, headlines include the Taliyah Thompson murder, double murder in Portland, an infanticide charge in St. Mary, that confrontation between an 11-year-old boy and the police, the Oracabessa jailbreak, $1 million gift to Port Antonio primary, when Shaggy wowed them at Sandals Duns River, and much more. Horrible murder. The murder of a 9-year-old Taliyah Thompson in Discovery Bay, St. Anne, by a close relative was one of the most brutal and emotionally scarring to many in St. Anne and beyond during 2023. Before the court for kidnapping and murder is 27-year-old Troy Ellis, a sanitation worker also of Discovery Bay. The disgust and anger of the assault and brutal murder of the bright, beautiful girl in her own house was made worse when Ellis escaped police custody at the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. He was taken there after he tried to kill himself. The murder accused was held by a woman the very night the community staged a candlelight tribute for Taliyah. There were other brutal murders across the three parishes covered by the North Coast Times. Many of them are on our website, northcoasttimesja.com. St. Anne's Bay was bad. Then there were so many adult murders in St. Anne. A couple in St. Anne's Bay was among them. Danny Wollaston and his wife Kamara Wollaston of Gully Road, St. Anne's Bay, were shot in their bedroom at Gully Road. Their daughter found their bodies when she returned from school one afternoon in May. A restaurant owner, Andrew Dawkins, was murdered at his home in St. Anne's Bay after coming home past midnight. He was shot at the back of his house where he had gone to feed his chickens. His gun was taken, and there were reports that it had been used afterwards in crimes. Most of the murders in St. Anne were committed in the St. Anne's Bay Police Division, which includes the Prairie area, where at least 9 people were slain in domestic and gang conflicts in 2023. St. Anne ended the year with 79 murders, a record. We will be right back after this short break.
Cool Oasis service stations are the fastest, coolest service stations around. Drive through and buy your phone cards from Cool Biz. Yes, it's easy. No paper, no pin. From the fastest, coolest service stations. Quality fuels, lubricants, and refreshments at the lowest prices. The cleanest restrooms and the smoothest service to make your drive even cooler. From the fastest, coolest service stations, get cool service and cool stuff fast at Cool Oasis service stations island-wide.
Pregnant woman slain Portland was rocked by a double murder of the type considered eye-popping in that North Coast parish. It involved the shooting death of a pregnant woman and a man in the capital in May. Dead are 28-year-old Shaggy Pink of Port Antonio, Portland, and 23-year-old Keno James of Johnstown District in the parish. A woman is before the courts for the murders. She is Jody Ann Jackson, a 29-year-old nail technician and bar operator of Anchovy Land Settlement in Portland. Police say Jackson drove a rented car with a hitman beside her to where Pink and several others were playing dominoes on Campbell Avenue. The man emerged from the car and opened fire, hitting Pink and James, whose deaths were confirmed at hospital. Jackson is on $4 million bail. There was mystery and suspicion over the death of 8-year-old Venice Sunshine Burke, the young girl from Comfort Castle in Portland, who was found unresponsive by her at her stepfather's house on Friday, September 2022 in 2023. There was a bag over her face. She was pronounced dead at Port Antonio Hospital. Police say there were no bruises on her body and she was not sexually assaulted. They are waiting on postmortem report as investigations continue. In Portland, serious and violent crimes were up in 2023 at 114 compared to 95 in 2022. There were 14 murders in 2023, the same as the previous year. We will be right back after this short break.
If you want great Jamaican cuisine in a relaxed atmosphere by the sea, Roxborough Restaurant, Bar and Grill is the place to be. This cozy, private restaurant specialized in seafood plus Jamaican dishes including curry goat, fried and baked chicken. We are open for breakfast at 8 a.m. and serve meals through the day until 10 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays. On Fridays to Sundays, we are open at 8:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Our bar service has got rave reviews. Come experience top-class service and fine Jamaican meals. We are easy to reach at St. Anne's Bay next to the Island Traffic Authority. Call us at 87656267225 or 5367950.
Welcome back. Continuing the year in review, part 2. There were shocking crimes in St. Mary too, but before those, here are some other headlines. Boy and police. One of the most troublesome events, as far as members of the public were concerned, was the encounter between the police and an 11-year-old boy in November in Oracabessa. The boy became involved in an argument between a policeman and his father during a traffic check in St. Mary. He was pepper sprayed and restrained to the ground. The video of the event went viral. Jamaicans for Justice and others called for an investigation. Police have provided no updates. Up to mid-January, the North Coast Times has established that the boy is in school. He has received counseling. We will keep providing updates on this story. Oracabessa was still in the news later in December when 7 inmates escaped the police lockup at the station there. Up to January 21, 2 were recaptured and 5 remain on the run. The first was Linton Bailey, who was held in the wilderness area of St. Mary, about 5 miles from Oracabessa. Then the St. Catherine Police held 24-year-old Trey Walker of Claremont in St. Anne. Police said the men used hacksaw blades to cut away ventilation grills to make their escape. No one has been sanctioned for it. Details of the 2 recaptured and the 5 still on the run are on the North Coast Times website. Stay with us. We will take a short break.
Square One Supermarket. We have been serving families for over 30 years from our St. Anne's Bay location. Our customers know we are no fly-by-night business. They've come to us for low prices, high quality, great variety, and top-class service. Depend on us to value your business and give you value. We are at 7 Brawford Street, St. Anne's Bay. Call us at 972-2189. We're open to the public at 8 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. on weekdays. On weekends, we're open at 8 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. Square One Supermarket, the family supermarket.
Continuing the year in review 2023, $7 million. The murder of 72-year-old businessman Delvale Banbury in Broadgate, St. Mary on January 12 shocked the parish. Banbury was shot while he drove his pickup near Agualta Vale. Police report that he had $7 million in cash in the vehicle. After months of investigation, Police in November arrested and charged 37-year-old security guard Rajic Bentley of Port Maria in the parish. In December, 33-year-old Tanisha Richardson of Days Mountain, St. Mary, was charged with infanticide in the murder of her twins. There were reports that she told the police that she buried the children after they were born at her house. No body was found. Murders declined in St. Mary. In St. Mary, police data show that murders declined in 2023 by 20%. Murders were down to 36 from 45 the year before. Shooting and rape were up. Even so, 96% of the incidents or reported rape were cleared up. Superintendent Bobette Morgan Simpson continued to appeal for parents and caregivers to exercise more care over their young children, especially girls. This was against the background that many incidents of assault and sex crimes committed by close relatives and friends. We remind you that most of these stories are on the North Coast website. The North Coast Times website, www.northcoasttimesja.com, and these stories were reported in our weekly newscast on the North Coast Times YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Road deaths up in Portland and St. Mary. Road deaths continue to bother the parishes, but nowhere was it worse than in St. Anne. The Queens Highway and the stretch between Landover and Salem had multiple crashes and deaths. Portland had 11 road deaths, nearly double the 6 they had in 2022. St. Mary had 21 road deaths from 16 fatal crashes, and 21 road deaths was an increase over 13 for the previous year. St. Anne saw a slight decrease in fatalities, down from 46 in 2022 to 43 in 2023. At the end of the year, there was one motorcycle road fatality in Portland that shocked the nation when a youth doing a stunt rode into a bus, killing himself in Portland. In November, 2 women from Discovery Bay were killed at Braco as they were on their way to a funeral. They were identified as 25-year-old Andreen Gordon, a bartender of Top Bay, and 39-year-old Heather Stennett. On one of the notorious sections of the roadway in St. Anne, between Prairie and Landover, 3 people, including Police Corporal Hampton Russell, were killed in 2 separate vehicle crashes within a quarter-mile of each other, between Christmas Eve and Christmas morning in St. Anne. And now for some feel-good stories, some stories that made people feel good too. Michael Lee Chin came up big for his old school Port Antonio Primary with a check for $1 million. Many old boys forget the primary school, but he remembered his and told children that he even remembered where he sat in grade 6. Some of the students got vouchers to start accounts and a valuable pep talk. The secondary school in Bailey'sville, St. Mary, got yet another name change to Wycliffe Martin High and set its sights on major improvements. Monique College continued to make its name in the region and graduated dozens of students in a range of disabilities in November. That's a week after it celebrated and acknowledged giving nearly $20 million in scholarships with the help of private businesses and individuals. Sandals opened and transformed the 260-room luxury resort at Maumee Bay, halfway between St. Anne's Bay and Ocho St. Anne. Sandals Duns River is yet another brilliant jewel in the Sandals crown and opened in May in a glittering ceremony with a lot of Jamaican and foreign dignitaries and a stunning set of entertainment led by Mr. Bombastic himself, Shaggy. That's the final part of our 2-part review of the year 2023. Thank you for getting the news about St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland on various platforms of the North Coast Times. We look forward to keeping you informed throughout 2024. On behalf of the North Coast Times, I am Rowena Newman Ridley.
That's the news from the North Coast Times. You can always find more news and features on the North Coast Times website and Facebook page. You may reach us at WhatsApp 876-503-9995. The North Coast Times News.